Hi, I'm Okira Banks, costume designer, and stylist to the stars. The fashion industry is more than who's wearing what. It's attitude, personality, and a lifestyle. It's a vibe. And in the Style Lounge, we get into it all. Your favorite guys and girls will sit on my couch and share their real stories as it pertains to their connection with fashion and how it shapes their working life. And I want you to join us. Welcome to the Style Lounge. Get comfortable. Get comfortable. Hi guys, it's your girl Okira Banks, and welcome to the Style Lounge. Okay, so today I have a good friend of mine, NAACP Image Award nominee, Prentice Powell, who's an amazing spoken wordsmith and poet. But before we have our conversation, I wanted to bring you in again to give you another one of my regimens that I do since I've decided to go plant-based. Now, I'm still 95% on this journey, so 5% every now and then, like yesterday, I might try something. Still no meat, but I might just try something. So anyhow, one quick dish that I do because I don't eat where I go anymore is I decided that I wanted a dirty rice. So since I don't do rice unless it's wild rice, I do a lot of quinoa. So this is what I do. A little bit of grapeseed oil. It's very quick. I start off like with all of my different herbs. Some red onions. I like a lot of red onions. Listen to that. Ooh. I have some garlic here. I chopped up some garlic in advance just to kind of show you guys. I have some turmeric. I love fresh turmeric. Oh my God, it's so good for you. Some turmeric, some ginger. Shoot, with this right here, you're already building up your immune system and fighting this virus. Bell peppers. One thing about when I do a lot of cooking, I like to get a lot of pretty, bold vegetables. You can use green bell peppers, yellows. Sometimes when I want to be fancy, I do all three. Because I'm not doing beef, I have some shiitake mushrooms. I love shiitake mushrooms. They have a really great rooted taste that they have. So I'm gonna stir that in there like so. And then before I put in my quinoa, I'm gonna let that saute up a little bit. That's pretty. Can y'all see this? That's pretty. See all those colors? I put in some garlic. I do some curry. My favorite spice ever is 5 spice. This is my favorite. Mix that in. And then a little Himalayan salt. That smells good already. And this is quick, so what I'm about to do is I'm about to just throw this all in here. That quinoa. Yes, look at that. Ooh, dirty rice. That's coming together real nice. We ready. I have to make sure we get ready to roll out and check out Prentice Powell. So I'll see you in a bit. But until then, yep, that's that dirty rice, honey. Get into it. Welcome to the Style Lounge, Prentice Powell.
Thank you.
For those of you who don't know, Prentice is an NAACP Image Award nominee, poet, and spoken word, I say spoken wordsmith, genius, and a writer, so don't sleep on his writing skills. You've seen him on the Arsenio Hall show. He was the host of Verses and Flow, and just recently dropped the mic and did something cool with Tina Knowles for her foundation. Was it for a foundation?
It was actually for her performance art theater, the Waco Theater in Texas. So they are starting a new series specifically focusing on spoken word poetry. So I was blessed to be in the first episode with Nikki Giovanni and a lot.
You was with Nikki Giovanni? That's my mother's favorite poet. You don't know, she almost named me Nikki Giovanni.
Wow. Yeah. It was a big deal for me to be, you know, when your name starts to go beside those names that you've heard your whole life.
You like this? I've arrived at a whole nother level.
And Beyonce mama is the one helping you do it. It's like, yes, okay.
That's love. She's being a mom to a lot of the new rising stars in the industry, and using that platform with love and, like, you know, like a real mom. Like, I love what she's doing. I love how she supports. That is beautiful.
It is. It really is. It's wonderful, and I just like the fact that they are giving us an opportunity to speak. You know what I mean? It's so hard to get to that to touch people of that stature.
To be in that room with that, with that group, yeah.
Exactly, and that's the key. Just getting in the room with them, being able to do it.
That's all it is. It's like, you know, setting a light already on what's on fire. Just, and that's all it is. I think Charlamagne the God said this. Charlamagne said, your friends are people, or sometimes it's people you don't know, when they start saying your name in certain rooms, so people will know who you are. And that's love. So you got, I mean, you were already doing your thing, but we're in such a unique time right now, I think, that anytime someone who has an event and invites all those different connections or people that you don't have arms to just yet, it's just nice to say, oh, what's up with him? Especially if it can open a door. I would love to see you have, you know, I would love to see you host again another platform like that.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
We are working on some stuff, aren't we? I would love to see you do that, because Prentice and I met very organically. I fell in love with him when I went to A Versus and Flow. That was, I think, the first or second season. Were you in the first season?
I was.
So that's what it was. It was the first season. I think I went to 1 or 2 shows. You know, I had TV One was doing the distribution. I have a really good relationship with the TV One family, and I remember going, had good seats. Me, a girlfriend of mine's, and I think Ron G was there. I think Ron sat at my table. I don't know how he got there, but he did. So anyhow, you came on, and man, I was like, and I'm not, you know, I've been in the industry and I've worked with a lot of people and I've seen a lot of things, and I love poetry. And I love, you know, because to me, poetry is an extension of hip hop, or nothing but hip hop with music. So, you know, I always loved it. But when you came out and you did that performance, I was like, he's about to blow up. He's great. Then fast forward, what I think was great is you came back on with Fiveology.
Mm-hmm.
You brought some of your brothers, and Fiveology came on. And then after that, you was hosting it. And I was like, that's the way you glow up.
Yeah, well, I got to behind the scenes host. So Hill Harper was a host, and then my big brother and frat brother Omari hosted it. And then season 5, I finally got that opportunity to do the behind the scenes hosting, which was amazing. So and then Laz Alonso took over, but I was on their heels. My whole target was that hosting spot. So
that's all right. You next. It's new room for the fresh faces and the new. Yeah, and
yeah, you just have to put the work in.
You got to put the work in and stay consistent. It's tough, it's hard, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful story. It does cultivate you. That's what makes you write.
Yeah,
that's what gets you to write. I know you've been writing. You've been I've been missing because I've been putting stuff on Instagram, and then I got to go do stuff. So
that's how it works. We say we're going to do a couple of things or be a couple of places, and then life takes over. We can't get there.
But I really know you've been doing some shows with some people. Like, did you do the battle or whatever with that guy that you never met, and y'all were going back and forth, and you were being cool, and I was like, I don't like what he's saying. Did you see my comments?
Everybody was like that, yeah.
Who's that dude? Like, who's this dude?
One thing that myself and 4 friends of mine who are poets started doing when the quarantine hit, we started creating this series called Introverts Live. And essentially what the whole goal behind it is, because us poets are not able to travel, and a lot of us make a lot of our income touring on stage and shows like that, we wanted to create a digital platform that's going to give poets an opportunity to continue the exposure, to, you know, cultivate the poetry community, to sharpen our skill, and to earn us some money. You know, that was the whole goal. So within that, we came up with introversion, which is 5 poems versus 5 poems. You know, 2 people, 5 poems each, and we just a kind of head-to-head thing. And
Y'all
just
do like a hip hop battle, but it's a poet battle.
exactly.
Yeah, he was going strong. I was like, I don't know who he is, and and you were just being really cool, very, very cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's my personality. I speak through my words.
No, you did, and I was just like, do you know you dealing with a beast?
He didn't,
but it was
he
cool.
does now.
You know,
He knows now.
I was like, I have to see this. Please don't let me forget. And then I missed it. Did you record it?
Is it
It's on YouTube. I'll send you the link. It's on All Deaf Poetry, because we do it on All Deaf Poetry's platform. So and shout out to All Deaf Poetry. So it's on their YouTube channel, but I'll send it to you, Steve.
Please send it to me, because I wanted to be there for that. I was like, he is about to get
annihilated. Wait till you see the first round, and then go to the end if you don't even watch the whole thing, but you'll enjoy it.
You're like,
I did.
I don't know. I don't want to limit you to saying you're someone, but because of your words, and I can say this because I love hip hop, you give me like, you have a vernacular with words, but not even that. Your performance and the way you have bars, man. I see you gonna end up doing a hip hop. Yeah, you give me like Nas and Rakim.
That's a goal. You know, I got introduced to Nas formally in February. It's a highlight of my one of the highlights of my life.
Yeah, I would love to see y'all do something together. That would be.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah,
a friend of mine by the name of Jay Myers, who he sings and plays the guitar. Shout out to Jay Myers. He's written on Nas's albums and produced as well. We've just done this grind together as young artists from the Bay, and he's been blessed to spend a lot of his career with Nas, and it clicked to him last time Nas was out here how much of a fan I am and how he knows that I want to work with him. So I got introduced to him that night, and it was the same night that She-Ball, the movie, Nick Cannon's movie, came out that I'm in. So it was.
Oh, I didn't know that. A movie called She-Ball?
Mm-hmm. So I was in a movie called She-Ball, starring Nick Cannon, directed and written by him, and Chris Brown, Cedric the Entertainer. But I got to perform. I got to feature and star as myself and perform original work in the movie.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So it's my first official.
Yeah, Nick is another one who's good at, highlighting the heat. That's like really, really is. He's been that for many, many, many years.
And you hear it from so many people. So once you experience it on his behalf, it just all makes sense. He literally called me one day just like, hey, it's your time, man. Let me give you a little bit of FaceTime. That's what he said.
Because they know that people know heat. And I think he can see himself in you. Like, that's all needs to happen. I think, it's something nice when people are obedient and intentional about doing that, mm-hmm. and not doing it for themselves. It's kind of like, I like Issa Rae a lot because she's intentional and does that in her work. Very much so. I noticed.
She's very authentic. Very authentic.
Have you met her?
I have not met her. I'm working on that. It's going to happen.
Because you're supposed to be on Insecure before they go anywhere.
Oh, I'm dying to find a way into that. Just give me that one.
That's gonna happen. You're gonna call me next week and you're gonna say, we spoke it into existence. Watch.
I would love that. I'm just waiting for her to shoot an open mic scene, have a festival, somebody with a microphone.
Right? She's like the television of Love Jones in LA.
Yeah.
She gives you that. Or her do a cool movie. It might even be with Lena Waithe. She's another one who keeps it authentic and really.
Lena Waithe is amazing. Yeah, they're all amazing women.
I love what the both of them are doing with their work and their platform and being intentional.
Yeah.
And how they're using themselves as vessels. So anyway, you just told me that you're in a movie that's out that I did not know. What else you got going on?
I got that. I'm really excited right now. Yesterday, I just completed. Well, first of all, yesterday was my first full day of distance learning with all 3 of my kids and myself. Yeah. So Friday, Thursday.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. We get it.
Last week. And during that time, I was going back and forth on deadlines, but I just completed my first full commercial. So I'm getting copywriter's credit. I wrote a commercial for Procter and Gamble. Thank you to Walton Isaacson. I love them for the opportunity.
They're really cool. Yeah, they love you. I remember meeting with them.
That's family. You know, that's family. And so I just wrote it. It's going to air during the Emmys on my birthday. So it's a commercial spot advocating racial equality that I had the opportunity to write. Not only that, but I'm going to have an opportunity to teach some of the nominees, you know, to coach them on how to deliver it. So I'm really happy.
That's really amazing. You have to tell me about that. You know, when we did the IG Live, which brought us, I was like, you have to come on the podcast. I don't want to share this. We have to do this on the Style Lounge because I think you're a really great representation of that guy, that man, that dad, you know, that entrepreneur while you're in the grind, but also walking through this time of, you know, wanting more equality, not even just that, you know, what people feel like, a lot of us feel like we are owed in different ways, and knowing when certain men have been looked out for to be, they're targeted. Men of color, black men are targeted. And you know, I like to hear what you say, since you said you just did something for the, that's gonna drop for the Emmys. Give me some word about that, being in, you know, in your body, in your skin, and being who you are. And you are a person who walks, to me, with strength, but gratitude, and you're modest. But you perform. When you perform, you let them have it.
Yeah, that's where you let them have it.
That's where you let them have it.
All that work offside the stage is meant, like, to me, to be work. And then the performance aspect is the reflection of the work that I put in. You know, so you get to just showcase all your skills, showcase all your talent, and people see the work you put in by your performance. So I enjoy it. I love it. I love it. I just love having access, because this marks the first official commercial, and I know I can do it. I just did it while distance learning 3 kids, going back and forth with them in emails, and I didn't even have my phone that day. I had left my phone, and I had to borrow their tablets in between their classes and write and send it back. And so to accomplish that, you know, was a huge deal. And I had nerves that day in regards to all of them, you know, doing distance learning at the same time.
Being a dad and also being persistent about, you know, what's being presented to you.
All of that. And, you know, like anybody else, we have to work. We have to generate income still. The bills are still here. So just to be able to put in work and envision this moment, and it finally happened. You know, finally happened. I'm just really proud of myself. I'm really proud of myself, and I never say that publicly.
Yeah, that's dope. I love it. And your fly shirt. But okay, so even while you're being a dad, that's huge when you're having to be a teacher and no one knows, and then you got to go perform.
Yep.
How do you feel about, you know, just this time with the diversity we're asking for? You know, some people are asking for reparations and still being attacked. Folks having to march for Breonna Taylor. You know, what are your thoughts? I don't want to say your emotions, but emotions and your thoughts.
I feel like the tipping point is closer. I feel like because everybody is being forced, majority of people are being forced to sit down and remain still, it's thrown in their faces. And so people are becoming a lot more vocal because they're being permeated with it from different aspects of their life. And we all know in entertainment and media right now, that's all people are talking about. I think it's no different than any other time, other than the fact that, like I said, it's in everybody's face. This is something that's continued to happen, but I want to see results.
Me too. Ice Cube's been really on their neck. I love what he's doing. Yeah. He's putting things on paper. He was like, we can talk about it, but what do we have on paper? And you know what? If you want to put your input in, go to this website, and you feel you can put your input, because we might be missing something.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a great mission. So it's great to see so many people that I personally have looked up to and admired for various reasons speaking on behalf of us.
And actually taking action.
Yeah, action, results. I think that's where we're at now. It's a lot of talking. We want to see results. So I'm excited to see what results come.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Because I know since the last time we've talked, it's changed. It's actually shifted to another thing. We're still dealing with COVID on a whole nother level.
Right.
Now we're dealing with the aftermath of people financially in America trying to survive. We're pedaling now, everyone.
And it's going to get so much worse, unfortunately, before it gets better. And I think we just gotta, these conversations that we have, creating these platforms. I think it helps us all who participate.
Yeah, and that's one thing I want to be about in the Style Lounge. Just more about just this being fly, because I'm asking about your flyness, but I want to be intentional about what's happening. All of us are putting on our face, and everything is energy and a vibe, but about being collective. It's definitely made me come out of my box and made me put my clothing line out there. People like, you're doing it. I'm like, buy the piece. Thank you for liking it, but order. and for those who have, thank you. Like you said, you're cash apping, but we're in a place of anyone who even has it, unless they're in digital, are trying to figure it out. Entertainers cannot perform. I think Cardi B said it. Someone asked her, is it affecting, her funds? She said, yeah, it's right there, but I can't touch it. I can't go nowhere. I can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got to sit. So just imagine those who don't have, who haven't been fortunate enough to have, additional income come in to be able to do that. It's pedaling. And those of us who are now becoming entrepreneurs, it's just really, it's a beautiful time. It is a beautiful time because it's making us go internally, but it's also a very interesting time. I find myself praying for the planet and people a lot.
Yeah, I do too. A lot.
Those I can't see. A lot, because it's in the atmosphere. And,
and I think when you can recognize the blessings that are going on in your life in comparison to what other people are going through, it just creates more empathy.
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact I have stressed during this quarantine. But my stress level in comparison to a lot of the stories I've heard and people that I personally know don't compare. So we got to use our platforms, our intelligence, whatever our gift is as entrepreneurs to not only sustain ourselves, but to also encourage and motivate other people. We have to because everybody needs it.
We don't have any other option. I'll say this right now in this time, people don't understand that we're in a depression, but it's just beautiful. It's just colorized very beautifully. And that's why when this thing or whatever happens, it's going to hurt really hard.
It is. I don't look forward to it.
Yeah, and that's where I pray for people's minds really hard, like you said, all the time, because that's going to be needed. And then the anxiety of the COVID, and just think about middle America who really watch television a lot, and it's just,
It's a tough time.
It's a tough time. And then you have to make sure you balance, because you want to also laugh and have fun and do that, because that keeps you sane. All of those things keep you sane. So I just like to know from a Black man, what does that feel like for you? Because,
it's been refreshing for me. I feel like I don't have. Right now feels like our turn to say, we don't care, we want change, we want results, we're not taking it anymore. And at the same time, we're allowed to do it in a safer space right now because everybody's quarantined.
Mm-hmm.
So I still feel the break because of the restrictions with COVID. But I see, as a Black man, us finding our new ways and niches to tell our stories and say how we feel. And I see us more because of COVID and quarantining, getting together digitally.
They really are, yeah.
So we're having these conversations as Black men with each other, conversations that we didn't have time to have before, or we're moving so fast, became desensitized and distracted. Yeah,
I love that the distractions. I mean, some people still are distracted by something, but if you can mature in your mind and really move those distractions out of the way, man.
And the results will come.
Those results will come. It will come even faster.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of us Black men are doing that. I do, because we need something else to focus on right now. We can't walk around with all that pain. Like when we last spoke, You know, and things are still heavy, but when we last spoke, I remember the weight I was feeling during us talking, just as a Black man. And right now, I do feel better just because time has continued. You know, I've had a little bit more time to breathe and to figure out how I'm contributing. You know, so if I dig deeper, talking from a space of a Black man, even writing a commercial on racial inequality, regardless if it's my own words or if it's scripted to fit what the client wants, I just had an opportunity to slip in some jewels and gems that I want to say.
You got to release, and I think that's what has allowed you to go, whew.
But it's a different way. It feels kind of like the spook who sat behind the door, beside the door type vibe. You know, being a writer, I'm learning now and getting these extra opportunities. You have an opportunity to get on certain platforms where I can't black poems.
Right.
But within this way, you know, as a writer, I can take some of that and
you can make it colorful and make it swaggy, but also keep it aligned with for everyone to get the jewels.
Right. And for me to keep my principles intact. Yeah. Because I'm learning too, dealing with this industry as a writer, that there are times I can see later on down the line me being conflicted by certain things, you know what I mean? So I'm getting an idea of what this platform is like, and as a Black male, how I can leverage my ability and gift.
And navigate through it and still, like you said, stay in integrity, but still
paying attention.
There you go.
Yeah, and it just broadens this skill set. You know, I got to say something a different way that I'm not used to saying it. It just broadens it. So I'm glad I have the opportunity, because it's always sharpening.
That's what COVID let you do, because you got time to do that.
Yeah, we get to sit down and just practice and work.
Your work is going to stand the test of time. Watch.
I hope so. I think it will. I
have no doubt. So with all that being said, I want to ask you this. I have this little game, whatever, conversation I like to ask. And I always like to ask, so how you living? And when I say how you living, it really has to do with, you know, your clothing, like how you living when you are. So I want to ask you, how you living when you being a dad, with your gear, what you wearing?
Oh man, I'm living like a true father. I'm hoop shorts and t-shirt and some Nike slides.
You and some Nike slides? With the socks or without socks?
Look, I'm not buying no shoes right now, because I mean the only shoes I'm gonna buy are gonna be mine, because my feet ain't growing no more. But
ain't nobody seeing your feet for a while.
Look, my dad apparel is really, really simple. It is over 100 degrees every day where I live during this summer. So I am in basketball shorts, a t-shirt, some slides, possibly some socks if I gotta go out in public to the groceries.
Right. They're like, is that Prentice? That ain't him. No, that ain't him.
Yeah.
Look, so how you living when you with your girl?
Honestly, I'm living the same way. Outside of, I'm very, very big on making sure I keep a satisfying appearance to her. So
you keep it a little sexy, but when you got on the Nike flip-flops.
Right.
You groomed nice. Y'all ain't there yet, so.
Right. I cut my own hair. You know, I cut me and my boys' hair, so I always make sure I maintain a fresh haircut and that I'm lined up. So when I'm with her, I'm definitely presentable.
Okay. Well, you probably been, so in COVID, I'm about to say, so you got pants on with that outfit, right?
With that shirt?
No, I got on shorts. So I was like, neck up.
Look, I'm getting dad from the neck up. I'm like, wait, so you got on shorts, so I'm getting dad / Prentice Powell. You about to let me see it?
We out here some sweat.
I gave you a whole ensemble, man. Look,
and as soon as we click off here, this comes off, the t-shirt comes on. And we back to fatherhood.
Okay, so Prentice Powell on stage.
I'm comfortable. I have to feel good on stage. I have to feel good. I got lazy for a while of just getting into the rhythm of performing and not investing in the appearance.
You've been talking about it though.
Yeah. So now the mission is, once we're released back into the public eye, I definitely want to be more deliberate, because what I'm learning is that, and with me transitioning now as a man, I can see how my fashion is transitioning. I don't want to wear certain things anymore. So I go into the closet and I'm like,
you're evolving. You're paying attention to your brand, your image.
but really what makes me feel good too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's part of your image. What vibes with you. This is good. If you want to start just with some really cool shirts, I mean,
that's what I
roll
think
the
I'm
sleeves
going
up, keep it funky, keep it sexy, keep it classic.
Sleek, simple, not complicated.
I'm good to go.
You look great. I mean, from the last time we talked, you seem lighter. I think we all do. I'm excited for you. Congratulations on what you just accomplished with the Emmys and what you just did with Tina Knowles Foundation. Is there anything else you have going on that you want to tell us about?
I have an intro. You guys can always follow us on Instagram at Introverse Live, which is a new platform that we've created for poets and spoken word artists. And just keep your ears open. I have material that I'm going to be shooting and filming soon. I am writing. And, I just like to let the work speak for itself. So, I got stuff I'm working on, but I'm not going to tell you because I need it to happen.
That's right. That's what people don't understand. Like, you don't want to talk about it. You want to talk about what's the now.
Yep.
What you can talk about. But yeah, so you still.
Yeah, so I have some things coming up.
So guys, keep your eyes on Prentice Powell, my brother, my friend. I adore you so much, and I thank you for coming on. And we may not see each other, but every now and then we'll check in through a DM, or I know that's nothing but spirit. And when we met at Arsenio Hall, I was like, yeah, when you get ready, and I don't know if I'm gonna still be, because I knew it. I was like, and this is nothing. This is you rising like the phoenix, and there will be a lot of phoenixes rising out of the smoke. I believe it is the season for a lot of the meek and the humble and God's people to really rise. That's just what I believe. That's not to say that other things ain't going on, but I think we've been true. You've been true, and you're ready for it. So I may not be calling you, but you can hit me up with like, what you think about this shirt? I'm not giving that to too many people, but you my folks.
Hey, look, and I'm going to do it too.
I know you are. You be like this. What do you think about this? I know you're going to do it. So I'm just letting you know you got that pass.
And I appreciate you for it, and I will take advantage of it and use it wisely.
Because I don't see you having too many stylists around you. You be like, I'll do it myself. You're going to Lenny Kravitz them.
I'm good. No, I need the people who are around before I get to that point. That's what I want. And you are one of them. So we're already good. I'm taken care of in that category.
You're going to be sweet. And you got a good body.
We'll be good. We're going to work out. Black don't crack.
Black don't crack. Thank you again, bro. I really appreciate you. You guys, Prentice Powell. You'll be seeing a lot of him. Follow him on all his platforms, and we'll be talking.
I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you too, babe.